Hi, my name is Maureen and Today FM rocks in Mombasa.
Bola, my name is Mark. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Makassi.
Hey, Bula from Rocky. I'm Mentor. I love listening to Today FM because they're playing my hits. Today FM rocks.
My name is Enrico. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Suba.
Hi, I'm Asrika and I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm Siva. I'm from Bath. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, men reported missing at sea. TC Sarai moving southeastward. And Lotoka residents take necessary precaution. A man is reported missing after he failed to reach his destination yesterday afternoon. It is believed the man who captained a red fiberglass boat departed Lotoka Wharf for Saweni with a few other captains. All the other captains, including the men, travelled in separate boats. While the 5 captains reached safely, the man has been reported missing. Acting Commissioner of Police Rusiate Tunravu says it is concerning that warnings and advisories were disregarded. Tunravu says it is now putting the lives of his officers at risk who are involved in search and rescue. He has once again warned the public that if they continue to disregard warnings and advisories, they will be taken to task for disobedience of lawful order.
We received a report that one of our fishermen from Lotoka yesterday shifting a boat from Lotoka Wharf to Saweni reported to have to arrive to the locations. These are some of the things that is of great concern to us. We will not allow deployment of our personnel during the height of cyclone because people themselves are irresponsible. When we have issued a warning prior to the cyclone through the relevant authorities, yet people saw it fit for themselves during the cyclone height for them to do those such irresponsible actions.
A storm warning remains in force for Vatulele, Kandavu, Matuku, Moala and Totoya. A gale warning remains in force for Vanuatu, Taviuni and nearby smaller islands, Yasawa and Mamanuta Group, Viti Levu and nearby smaller islands, Lomai Viti and rest of the Lao Group. A heavy rain warning remains in force for Fiji Group. A flash flood warning remains in force for low-lying areas, small streams and areas adjacent to major rivers in the central, northern and western divisions. A flood warning remains in force for low-lying areas and areas adjacent to Koravo and Nava rivers, downstream of Mba FSC station in the Ba River, downstream of Nairukuruku station in the Wainimala River, downstream to Navolau station in the Rewa River, downstream of Nayavu station in the Wainimbuka River, and downstream of KRC station in the Singatoka River. Tropical cyclone Sarai category 2 was located 130 kilometers west of Kandavu or about 200 kilometers southwest of Suva at 10 a.m. Close to its center, the cyclone is expected to have average winds of up to 110 kilometers with momentary gusts to 150 kilometers per hour. TC Sarai is moving southeast at about 12 kilometers per hour. The center should be located about 100 kilometers south-southwest of Kandavu or 200 kilometers south-southwest of Savu at 10 p.m. and about 130 kilometers south-southeast of Kandavu or 130 kilometers southwest of Matuku at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Precautionary measures were taken by residents of Matawalu village and surrounding areas in Lotoka as they moved into designated evacuation centers yesterday. These villages have learned their lessons from Tropical Cyclone Winston, which struck in 2016 and created havoc. The people were vigilant this time around and moved to safety during daylight. Felipe Necaso has more.
In an effort to ensure their loved ones are safe and their belongings are not damaged, these villagers took proactive steps and moved to this evacuation center.
We have learned from our lesson from TC Winston as we were not prepared for it. Now any warning regarding the weather, we make sure that we are fully prepared for it.
Currently, 43 people are taking shelter at the Matawalu Pentecostal Church.
Most of the houses in the village are not cyclone-proof, which is why families were moved to the evacuation center as soon as possible from yesterday.
People taking shelter at these evacuation centers that we have visited have told us that they will remain at these centers until the all clear is given for them to return to their homes. These are just precautionary measures taken to ensure that no one is caught off guard.
It was better we prepared for the worst rather than putting us in our families at risk and reacting late.
Homes around these areas did not sustain any serious damage despite strong winds and heavy rain from TC Sarai, which has been affecting the Western Division from last night. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
We now join our West reporter Felipe Naikaso. Felipe, you visited certain areas in Nandi and Lautoka. What have you seen so far?
Yes, Rich, the team here in the Western Division have been out this morning. We've gone to parts of Nandi, also to Lautoka, and as far as Tangaloli, which is just a couple of minutes out from Lautoka city. And just our drive down to the Lautoka into Tangaloli, what we've noticed is that majority of houses, or probably all the houses, have not suffered serious or extensive damage, despite tropical cyclone Sarai bringing in some destructive winds from last night into the early hours of this morning. Also, there's been no major flooding recorded, despite rain also being also rain coming in from last night. There's no major flooding that's been brought up. However, also power has been restored to majority of parts here in Lautoka and Nandi. However, I understand is that EFL is working around the clock to restore 100%. But what we've noticed as we were driving down is that there's been a lot of debris on the roadsides and also in people's compound. And we've also seen that the Lautoka City Council, together with the Nandi Town Council, have been working very hard to clear this debris off the road to ensure motorists are safe and are not affected by these fallen branches. And also just the weather here in Nandi is just what you can see right now, just dark clouds. It hasn't rained for a while, however, strong winds continue to hit us.
Thank you so much for that update, Felipe. People in Kandavu in the Yasawa group continue to experience periods of heavy rain and strong wind. Speaking to FBC News from Mata Dawalevu in Yasawa, Apisai Navatumbuli said people are staying indoors since last night. In Kandavu, strong wind and heavy rain also continue to be felt at intervals. Villagers in Tiliva have taken shelter at the village hall and the Tiliva district school.
Still experiencing strong wind at times, but right now I can say that the weather is not stable yet.
Everyone is still at the village hall and we are not risking lives to move around.
Coming up, cleanup begins in Silver City. And over 1,900 take shelter at evacuation centers. Stay with us.
Ako itabwa. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM. Nambando na sir.
Bula. Alang gono di Lautoka talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka. Nandraking ko sa Bula FM nga. Nakasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka. Nalang ko Jerry yang melambasa. Do barong nga ng Bula FM nambando.
Bula FM nambando na sir.
Welcome back. The Sawani Seria Road has been under floodwaters since early this morning, blocking off access for hundreds. When FBC News visited the area, people could be seen wading and swimming through the floodwaters to get across. Children were even swimming in the water. However, this didn't last long as the police special response team arrived at the scene and chased everyone out of the water. Officers have been stationed at all flood-prone areas to keep an eye on the public. Edwin Nunn joins us live now after having surveyed parts of the Central Division.
It was quite disconcerting to see not only children playing in the floodwaters, but adults swimming and wading across to get to either side. Now that portion of Nangali along the Serua-Sawani road is quite prone to flooding. So every time there is a heavy downpour, that portion of the road is under floodwaters. Communities in that area have grown up with the situation, and every time there is flooding, this is what people do. They cross the flooded roads, and children play in floodwaters. Over the years, nobody has actually learned from their mistake, and this sort of behavior has been allowed to continue year on year, but not this time around. This time around, while we were actually at the scene, the police special response unit arrived and they chased people out of the water. They're not just going to stand by and observe and monitor, they're actually actively going to get people out of floodwaters. And if there is repeated disobedience, if people continue to disregard police advice, arrests will be made. That's the directive from the senior hierarchy of the Fiji Police Force. And officers have been deployed not only to Sawani, but other flood-prone areas in the Central Division. I'm told Tonga Road, just next to the Rewa Bridge, is the other critical choke point where people often try to cross flooded roads, and police are also present there. They will be keeping an eye on movement of the public, while the threat from TC Sarai still hovers over Fiji. The advice to everyone right now is, if you're out and about, stay safe and stay out of floodwaters. Ritika.
Pinak Edwin. Municipal council staff in some towns and cities have started cleaning up. Local Government Minister Pramila Kumar says the Suva City Council will continue normal garbage collection services. She says the team have been mobilized to remove fallen trees and branches along streets, clear storm waterways and commence collecting green waste. She also confirmed that market operations in Suva continue on a minimum scale and vendors are selling from the market terrace. People were also out in town since the morning.
I was working last night here in Suva as a security officer, and this morning I came back to check if everything is fine at the office. I'm very happy that everything is okay and the weather is starting to clear out.
I just came down to the market this morning to sell some of my stuffs, and now that the weather is beginning to clear up, I'm going back home to prepare for our Sunday lunch tomorrow.
Today I want to go to West, but there is no bus transported, so I have to go back to my brother's place.
Workers from Lami Town Council this morning removed fallen trees and branches within boundary, including Nawa Central Business District. Business is also normal in Lami.
Yes, we here at Lami Chemist, our business has started becoming normal. We are health professionals, so yesterday to today we have been open. We are here to serve the people in Lami. People know us and people expect that we are open.
The local government minister has also said that shops are open for business in Savu-Savu. However, the market will remain closed for now. Savu-Savu workers are also on the ground cleaning debris. 361 evacuees are still taking shelter in 15 evacuation centers which were opened around the country overnight. Director National Management Office Vasiti Soko says more evacuation centers are expected to be activated as people in low-lying areas and coastal areas have started experiencing damaging winds and heavy rain. The Fiji Meteorological Service issued a storm warning that is now in force for Vatulele and Kandavu Island. The National Emergency Operations Center continues to assist people living in low-lying areas as strong surges started to enter some villages along the coastal areas in the Western Division. Soko adds the district officers and first responders are assisting people in low-lying areas to evacuate to high grounds. There are 7 evacuation centers open in the Western Division, 6 in the Central Division, 2 in the Eastern Division. Families in Maratha village, Wailoku, took precautions last night by moving into an evacuation center. Village head Menchasateki Wainivalu confirmed about 15 families, mostly women and children, made their way to the community hall for safety. He adds more of the 347 people will be coming into the evacuation center. Wainivalu says Maratha village is vulnerable to flash flooding, falling debris and landslides as it lies at the bottom of a valley.
The village is situated in some sort of a basin, and we covered there is a hill around us. So the worst scenario that we are looking at, the landslide, and that might also be a big disaster for us. So the precautions that we have to take is to bring them into one area so that we can account for them.
That is FBC News. Now remember to join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin, where we will have more on Tropical Cyclone Sarai. For these stories and others, you can also tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Good afternoon.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi, and Mirchi FM it's hot.
हम आचल नसोरी से मिर्ची एफएम बहुत जुलूम.
Hi, हम शारा प्रकाश बात करते हैं और तावा में मिर्ची FM सबकंसन and Mirchi FM it's hot.
Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suba. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM it's hot.
Hi, I'm Shane. I love listening Mirchi FM because it's awesome and it's hot.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Shavi. We love listening to Mirchi FM in Lambasa.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.